Coach, you can just start us off with an opening statement, and then reminder to the media, it's use the microphone for questions.
Yeah, it's a tough one for us. Tough one for a lot of reasons. Tough one because it means a lot to everybody in Miami. A real lot to win that thing. Tough one because we had every opportunity to do it on both sides of the ball. We did, obviously, played 1,000% better than we did a week ago. I don't think Cincinnati and Wisconsin would be I think it'd be a very good football game. I don't know who would win, but I don't think if you look at the game the last 2 weeks, the two teams were played are that different from an ability standpoint. But for our program, it's a tough one because we're going to get this thing turned around, become a championship program by winning games, not by. Last year, I was pretty pleased if we just played with people because we were not even close. All our close games got everybody excited a year ago. We were not a very good outfit. By the grace of God and a little work, we somehow stayed in the games. Game last year was close until we had the ball on the 5. I was just hoping to keep it close the whole game. Today, it looked and felt like an even game from pretty much from the get-go. It looked like they could make plays if we weren't in position. It looked like we could make plays if they weren't in position. It looks like we could stop the run, but we could also give up runs. It looked like we could run the ball, but they could also stop the run. It felt like a fair fight pretty much from the get-go. Offense did a great job in the first half, kept us in it, 24-23. And, defense did some good things in the first half, but we gave some big plays because we didn't leverage the football, which, again, our kids are still learning the sense of urgency of the situation, that you play good people and you don't leverage the football, it goes big in a hurry, and they obviously had one monster run that gave them an easy score. Defense, I thought, played very well to the last drive in the second half. Last drive, we just started doing what bad teams do. Start running around like chicken with your head cut. Just start chasing things that you hadn't chased all day, chasing guys underneath and giving up easy dig routes. We gave 2 easy dig routes in a row that basically were the whole drive. I mean, they had probably 40-some, 50 yards on 2 plays that they had run all day, and we defended fine. But when the game's on the line, championship teams lock in and make the plays, and teams that aren't championship teams cower under the pressure, which we did. So obviously we had chances offensively, short fields in the second half, and didn't come away with a lot of points, which was disappointing. But for the most part, tough one because there's great opportunity for our football program to turn the corner. And not that we would have arrived if we won today. We got a long way to go, but it certainly would have made a step in the right direction of beating a team that won. I don't know how many games they won. A bunch of games last year, went to a bowl game and beat a bunch of good teams and beat some teams badly and have a ton of talented kids. So it would have been a huge confident boost for our program. And now everybody's going to tell them, boy, you're so close. Boy, you're coming so far. Boy, which is good because we got to keep moving forward, but it's bad because we got to get over the hump at some point. Yeah.
Looking at the final stats, one of the big ones that jumps out is first downs, where Cincinnati had 33 and Miami 17. It seems like even a few more first downs in the fourth quarter would have served you quite well.
Yeah, no, we had some possessions or some points. We had some possessions. We had a possession inside their 10-yard line and came away with 3 points. We had another possession on their 37. We certainly, again, it was a team loss. We had opportunities on both sides of the ball, and then they defend us obviously better in the second half. They held us to whatever. Well, they had 10 points in the second half. We had 23 in the first, so they did a better job defensively. But we definitely had, we had the ball, the chance to get a couple first downs, games over, taking a knee,
Was there anything different that they were doing, say, fourth quarter-ish?
Playing more man, putting more guys in the box. Obviously, when you're behind and you're going to load up and try to stop the run. So with their backup quarterback in, even the last punt, I thought there's no reason we shouldn't have stopped him. I mean, no reason we shouldn't have stopped him at the end and not give up a touchdown on the last drive is disappointing.
Was not getting more out of 4 turnovers as big as it looked?
Yeah, no, I mean, everything. It was 37-33 game. Shit. Every play. We had opportunity. Like I said, it was a team loss. We did plenty of good things on both sides of the ball, but there's so much to work on both sides of the ball. We'll vomit when we watch the tape and look at all the stuff we left out on the field that, again, Cincinnati does some things with their athletes on both sides of the ball. We're going to watch plays and just, hey, that's a pretty good play by Cincinnati. But there's going to be a lot of plays that we were not in position like we could have been on defense or we didn't execute on offense. So that's what we'll be sick about tomorrow, Monday, for the deal.
So, Coach, in the first half, there weren't any turnovers, I believe. In the second half, there were 9 combined, both teams. Was that just guys' nerves getting to them, in a close game where the score's on the line?
There was 9 turnovers in the second half.
Maybe they were recovered by the same team.
Yeah, that's not a turnover. I've seen like 7 turnovers, really. How many did we do turn the ball over? We didn't fumble, did we? Yeah, we turned it over once, right? How many times they turn over?
5 turnovers in the
Second half? Yeah. They turn over 4 times in the fourth quarter? Jeez. Yeah, I'd say we had some missed opportunities. I'm with you.
And though it was an offensive game, the defense did have some key stops, forcing field goals, punts. What are your thoughts on how?
Yeah,
they're
it wasn't
coming
as much an
together?
offensive game. People got to understand new age of football. 37-33 isn't necessarily an offensive game anymore because count up the possessions in that game. They were going fast and we were going fast. There's going to be a lot of scoring in that game. Even 24-23, I've been on games where 24-23, I thought both offenses did some good things in the first half, but even the first half we did some good things on defense, and then second half, if you play games in the 20s with both, now if teams aren't going fast, it's a different animal. But if both teams are going, we were going warp. When we went 3 and out, we used 50 seconds. When they went 3 and out, they went 50. I mean, so many times I looked up and there's 2 change of possessions. We were 10 minutes in the quarter. There's 8 minutes left in the quarter. That's just kind of the nature. So we felt like we had we felt like with this young crew, it gives us the best opportunity to go fast. And I think a lot of our production came when we got them back on their heels and got drives going, and then we made a bunch of plays, and I think they feel the same way. So to me, I thought both defenses did some good things. There was a lot of possessions in that game. Both defense played a lot of snaps, and we were 14 for 34 throwing it. They were 22 for 40. We both throw for over 200 yards, so it seems pretty good, but we both attempted a heck of a lot of passes to throw the ball for 250 and 220 yards, and then I thought both teams ran the ball good. It was more of the big runs that helped both teams. We both broke off some, there's a lot of nothing, then we'd give a big one or we'd get a big one, which that's a frustrating thing from our end. I'm sure their end too.
On offense, we saw a lot of different contributors. All 3 QBs did some good things. A lot of different receivers. Smith and Shizzo had their first career touchdowns. Is that a positive you can take from today?
Yeah, we got a lot of players. We definitely have more weapons. All 3 quarterbacks. If we win the game, it would have been 2 quarterbacks, 3 touchdowns, and Gus had some key runs for us when he went in there. Obviously, Alonzo and Kenny ran the ball very well. I thought Leonard ran it well. Kenny ran for 10 yards a carry. He's got to get his body right. He's always hurt. We'd play him a lot more, but he can't. Seems like he gets broken down about 5 carries. Zoe, 4.3 a carry. Leonard, 5.1. That's pretty good. Receivers, we still got to make more plays out there. A lot of the they went to man in the second half, and we don't get open. They play zone. We're pretty good. They play man. We're not as good.
Coach, what did you say to the?
Go ahead.
What did you say to the team in the locker room after the game was over?
It can't be acceptable. Can't be acceptable. This would have been a great job last year. I think I felt great when we I did feel great. I remember the feeling after the game. 31-24 at Paul Brown last against East Cats. I was like, I knew they were going to win a lot of games. They did win a lot of games last year, and they beat the tar to some people. I was feeling like, hey, at least it's a step in the right direction. Today, I felt like we got to want more and we got to prepare more. We had probably 2 out of 3 good days on both sides of the ball. We got to have 3 out of 3. We're not good enough. We're young. We're inexperienced. We got to work harder every day. Coaches, players got to work harder every day to get us out of the hole. Like, it's, again, some people understand how bad we are. We have to understand how bad we are and how far, play a couple games close. Everybody thinks we're not close. We're not close. We saw last week we're not close. 58 now to Wisconsin, So, but we'll get a lot closer a lot quicker if we keep grinding. So we got a lot of young guys that play that got to get better because I don't know what we can do. Just came out. We got young guys out there. We got 2 weeks. I don't know how many freshmen we played. True freshmen played today a bunch. So, but hey, so we got to play them and we got to get better. If we're going to start winning games, they got to start doing a better job.
Seeing the energy on campus today with it being homecoming, do you have a greater sense of how much this rivalry means to the community and do the players
I don't think I
understand
need a
it more?
day. Since I've been here, I know how important this dang game is to Miami faithful. I really do. There's hardly anyone I ever talk to that doesn't mention Cincinnati. I mean, just the way it is. I mean, it's very, very passionate. I don't know what they think of it. I don't really care what Cincinnati thinks. It means a lot to our people. That's all that matters to me. And there's a lot of people that at 33-30 in the fourth desperately wanted us to make the plays necessary to win the game. not just to win the game, but because it was Cincinnati. So you feel like you let everybody down to a certain extent because it would have meant a lot to a lot of people. So we had the opportunity and we put ourselves in position. We didn't get it done.
We good?
I got one more. How'd you feel about the special teams? They had a lot of return yardage on kicks and the punting. The guy averaged like 53 yards.
I think they got a good punter.
punts.
I think I can't control how far he punts it. So we didn't go backwards on punt return, which is a small victory. But if you've watched our punt return team the first 2 weeks, we didn't turn it over. We didn't go backwards. We didn't have penalties on our return teams. Our kickoff return team was okay. They got some pretty special athletes running around and hitting. I thought our punt coverage and our punter did a much better job today. I thought our kickoff coverage was still the one that let us down. We lost our kicker, who knows for how long, because he's got to make every freaking tackle, I mean, I don't know how many tackles he's got this year, but he's been involved in a lot. Our starting kicker has to run down so, which was unfortunate. But I thought 3 of the 4 were vastly improved. I thought we kicked the ball a little better, but our kickoff coverage has to get a lot better.
Hey, Drew. It seemed like the pass rush was getting to you really quickly today, especially earlier on in the game. How did that affect your mindset and how you changed your approach to the game?
I thought the O-line played really well. I did rush a few throws, but the O-line played very well. They gave us a chance to win the ball game.
And when you head out there with 113 left in the game with the chance to win it, what's going through your mind at that point?
First down, you want to get chunk plays. Then incomplete first down. Then, we just got to execute. They called good plays for us. Just as quarterback and receivers, we just got to execute a little bit better.
Offense was rolling pretty well most of the game. Fourth quarter-ish, I don't know what was going on. Did you see change anything or just bring it more to start taking away the first downs and limiting the drives?
They made some adjustments, but we picked up on them pretty well. Then we made adjustments as well. And, we just got to take care of the ball. Through that pick when we're in the red zone, and, the ball was on the ground a couple more times. But it really wasn't their defense changing it up too much. It was just us at, the offense. We just got to execute better.
Does it give a little bit of confidence having, some what looks to be more of a run game and some good receiving targets that can make big plays out there?
Yeah, their run game and the receivers are playing great right now. We got to get the ball to them on the outside, throw it away from the defense. Second half, we didn't do very well at doing that. Run game, our backs are doing well. We're getting great looks for the run game. The line is doing well too. That's about it.
You're a Cincinnati guy. Does this hit you a couple of times, like a left and a right?
Yeah. It's tough. Honestly, it is very tough. But we gotta watch the film. We gotta get better. We gotta move on.
Can you describe the emotions in the locker room, the atmosphere, and possibly what was said after the game?
Atmosphere. Everyone thought we should have won the game. We put ourselves in position. Defense gave us, 6 drives at the end of the game for us to, try to seal the deal. But we didn't execute as well. But the guys in the locker room, we know that we could have won that game, and we're gonna come at it Tuesday. We're gonna be ready to practice.
What was going on there at the end where I guess the last drive or so, where they were coming down, throwing some underneath or some dig routes?
They just kept on the dig route. People was just not in place to make the play. So No, they wasn't doing too much that we didn't see already. We watched film. We seen the routes coming. Just wasn't there to make the play.
Were there any kind of changes that the defense made once there was a change in quarterbacks for UC?
It was me, number 8. He kind of run the ball. We didn't think he could really like pass a lot, so he kind of played run heavy. So it wasn't too much of a change, but
They've got a pretty balanced offense. It's hard to
yeah.
watch both ends of it because they can get big plays off either one,
Right.
right?
Right, they got a nice run game, and they got 8 great receivers. They got a nice team, nice run game, nice pass game.
So through last week's practice, Coach Martin and other players have talked about capitalizing on turnovers, and Cincinnati has a lot of those through their season.
Right.
Do you think that was the deciding factor in today's game?
Making plays is the big thing with any defense. So I feel like if we would have got one more turnover, that would have capped off the game. But we still just got to fight to the end, no matter what.